I present to you self-care and why it isn't just bubble baths and snacks, but it should be. Let's be honest, whenever we hear self-care, our brains immediately jump to visions of fancy bubble baths, overpriced snacks, and enough scented candles to give our house the atmosphere of a spa run by anthropology. It's the mental image of yourself lounging in a tub, cucumber slices on your eyes, sipping a perfectly brewed herbal tea, and radiating calm. But here's the dirty little secret no one tells you. Real self-care is often boring, inconvenient, and involves far fewer snacks than advertised. Yes, I know, this is devastating news. In reality, the stuff that actually helps us feel good in the long run is not as Instagrammable as it sounds. However, that doesn't mean we can't still dream about self-care being 90% snacks and 10% lying horizontally in various soothing positions. So, let's take a deep dive into why self-care isn't just bubble baths and snacks, but how honestly it should be. Chapter 1. Self-care fantasy versus reality showdown. Fantasy? You're soaking in a glorious lavender-infused bath. Candles lit, your skin bathed in a heavenly glow that makes you look like a soft focus ad for essential oils. You're surrounded by artisanal soaps and somehow possess the ability to just relax, without suddenly remembering all the emails you forgot to respond to. Every deep breath fills you with peace and possibly a vague sense of superiority. The reality? You get in the tub and realize you forgot a towel. Then you remember that you didn't actually clean the bathroom last weekend. So now you're eyeing that mysterious brown smudge in the corner of the tub, wondering if it's worth the health risk to truly relax. You try closing your eyes and zenning out, but your brain has chosen this moment to remind you about the 5 deadlines you've been avoiding. You sink deeper in the water, hoping it'll somehow dissolve your anxiety. Spoiler! It doesn't. So yes, the idea of self-care being a blissed out, candlelit experience is lovely, but in practice, it's mostly you, the lukewarm bath, and the crushing realization that bubble baths don't pay bills or solve existential dread. Chapter 2. Why aren't snacks the solution to my stress? Somewhere along the line, we started associating snacks with self-care. A cookie? Self-care. Pint of ice cream? Self-care. An entire bag of cheesy chips at 2 a.m.? Well, that's probably more coping mechanism. But let's not split hairs. In theory, snacks should be the ultimate self-care because they're comforting, delicious, and you can consume them while doing absolutely nothing productive. However, the problem with snack-based self-care is that it's a temporary fix, not a long-term strategy. Sure, that third brownie may taste like joy in square form, but the time you hit snack number 4, reality creeps in. The brownies haven't fixed anything, they've just added potential stomachache to your list of problems. It's a tragic moment when you realize your edible self-care routine is basically just emotional spackling. You're still left with the same cracks underneath. But hey, at least they were chocolate flavored, right? Chapter 3. Real self-care involves responsibilities. And frankly, that's rude. Here's where self-care really betrays us. Sometimes, true self-care involves doing things we don't want to do. It's going to the doctor instead of assuming that strange pain in your shoulder is probably fine. It's filling your taxes before the government personally calls you up to remind you. It's managing your finances, keeping up with the chores, and actually moving your body instead of telling yourself that carrying groceries counts as exercise. And look, I get it. These things are the furthest from relaxing. There's nothing fun or soothing about vacuuming, budgeting, or sitting through an awkward telemedicine appointment where your doctor tells you to drink more water and actually go outside once in a while. But apparently, all of these annoying adult things are actually good for you. It's as if the universe is saying, I know you wanted a relaxing night with snacks and Netflix, but hear me out. What if you organized your closet instead? Rude. Chapter 4. But isn't self-care supposed to feel good? Yes, in a perfect world. Self-care would feel amazing all the time. But here's the irony. The self-care we actually need is the stuff that feels mildly irritating in the moment, but pays off in the long run. Kind of like flossing. Except instead of a fresh mouth, you get mental health. It turns out that if you want to really take care of yourself, you sometimes have to put in effort beyond just sitting in a bubble bath eating popcorn with one hand and scrolling Instagram with the other. But you know what? Maybe self-care should feel good. Darn it. Maybe it's time we reclaim self-care as the indulgent, lazy day of snacks and pampering we all secretly wish it was. So yes, take that bubble bath, eat the snacks, use the face mask that's half skincare and half social experiment, and if anyone else tells you your self-care routine isn't serious or long-term beneficial, Just tell them that emotional well-being is a complex field and you're handling it one sheet mask at a time. Chapter 5. How to embrace real self-care without abandoning snacks. The hybrid approach. Luckily, there's hope. You can mix responsible self-care with the relaxing, indulgent kind. Here's the plan. 1. Settle one practical task. Schedule a dentist appointment. Clean a surface. Any surface, just pick one. 2. Reward yourself with a snack. Finish an email, have a cookie. Clean the kitchen, eat a brownie. This snack reward system is basically Pavlov's dog theory applied to adulthood. Pick one ridiculous self-care ritual, bubble baths, glittery face masks, meditation apps you'll never actually listen to, and go all in, guilt-free. Basically, for every responsible self-care act you accomplish, you get a fun one. Balance is key. And if your life becomes 50% productivity and 50% ridiculous snacks, I'd say you're winning at self-care. Conclusion. The snack-loving self-care revolution. In the end, maybe the secret to good self-care is a mix of both worlds. A bubble bath here, a responsible dentist appointment there, and just enough chocolate to keep us sane. Sure, true self-care might mean embracing boring things like budgeting and cleaning out the fridge, but there's no law that says you can't do it with a bag of chips in your hand. So let's redefine self-care together. Let's make it a snack-filled, slightly lazy, semi-productive approach that leaves us with both a sense of accomplishment and a warm, fuzzy feeling from too much cheese. In a world that demands we be constantly improving, sometimes the best care we can give ourselves is a little bit of rest, a few laughs, and a snack drawer that's fully stocked and ready for action. Because in the end, self-care may not just be bubble baths and snacks, but wouldn't life be better if it was?